The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Crystal from VBusiness. Thank you for coming to Amazon AppStream 2.0 workshop for the education sector. While we're waiting for others to join, just a few reminders for today's session. As you can observe, all attendees are automatically muted. So if you have any questions or clarifications during the session, please feel free to chat it out on the question box that you can see on your screen. We will have a question and answer portion later after all the speakers' presentation. We have here also with us is the AWS Public Sector team to assist your questions later. May we also invite everyone to please do like VBusiness Facebook page to be updated with VBusiness AWS solutions offerings and upcoming free webinars, just like what we have today. Just scan the QR code that you can see on the screen and you will be redirected to our Facebook page. Also, you can search us on Facebook, just type VBusiness Software and Solutions Inc. We would like to thank everyone for coming early, and we will have prizes for those who came early today. So just stand by and wait until the end of the session. All right, so I'll share now to you the agenda for today. So later on, after the welcome remarks from Ms. Queen Ake, Business Unit Head for Cloud Solutions, we have also with us Mr. Bobby Khan from AWS Worldwide Public Sector to discuss on AWS solutions for education sector. Next, we have Ms. Hazel Hemino, Business Unit Head for Enterprise Security Solutions, to discuss on the V-Business Solutions overview and programs that we have for the education sector. And after Ms. Hazel, later we have Mr. Ferdinand Tito Santos, our technical engineer, to discuss on AppStream 2.0 demo. And then we'll have the Q&A portion later after all the speakers' presentation. All right, so to start our session for today, may we call Ms. Queen Ake, Business Unit Head for Cloud Solutions, to have her welcome remarks. Hi, Ms. Queen.
Hi, Crystal, and thank you so much for that introduction. Again, I want to greet everyone a good morning and thank you for the time to join us today for our Amazon AppStream 2.0 workshop. Throughout this pandemic, we have already hosted a series of free webinars to introduce different kinds of solutions to help in improving our work from home operations. The same goes for our today's workshop, which addresses especially our education sector. We know that keeping our students and faculty is important, and the same can be said in our drive to deliver quality education despite remote learning that we're doing right now. We hope that today's session will be a great help to you as we learn how we can maximize Amazon AppStream in improving our education delivery to our students. The same goes for our audiences that may not be from the education sector. We hope that this workshop can help you identify which applications you can adapt for your operations as well. Again, I welcome everyone today and thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Queena, for the warm welcomes. So while we're waiting for Sir Bobby, may we request everyone to chat out what school you're from so we can acknowledge you and to have an interaction with you as well. So again, if you have any questions during the session, please feel free to chat it out on the question box that you can see on your screen. And we request everyone to please do like our Facebook page to be updated for the upcoming sessions that we have, especially for the education sector. So we have here with us is the AWS Public Sector team to assist you later on any questions that you might have. And also we have here our VBusiness team. We acknowledge Mr. Edison de Guzman, our president, and our team, Ms. Hazel and Sir Tito, who will have the discussion later. So, okay, so we have here from Laguna State Polytechnic University, Mr. Romel. Welcome to the session today. We look forward and we hope that you'll be able to today's session. And also, we would like to acknowledge Mr. Edgar, Mr. Lester for the early attendance for today. So thank you, everyone. So while waiting for Sir Bob, if we can have first Miss
Crystal?
Ah.
Crystal, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Could you share?
All right.
Could you let me share my screen?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sure. So I'll now transfer the floor to Sir Bobby Khan from AWS Public Sector for his discussion on AWS solutions for the education sector. I'll transfer the floor now. All right, there you go. We can now see your screen, Sir Bob.
Thank you. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
The what is cloud computing screen, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Crystal, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Sir Bob.
Okay. Okay. It's the slides. Give me a minute. I'll just fix the. I'm having technical difficulties here.
All right, so while we're waiting for Sir Bob to fix the technical difficulty, so we would like to acknowledge the comments here. So Mr. Lester Gastala, Vice President for ICT, University of Southern Philippines Foundation. So he's from Cebu City, and he said that he's an AWS user since 2015 for the Academic Information Management System, a cloud-based enrollment system. So welcome, Sir Lester. Sir Bob, are you okay now?
Just give me a sec. Trying to fix it.
All right. So we have here also with us Miss Diana May Fabunan from Palipara National High School, all the way from Dasmariñas, Cavite. Welcome, and we hope that you will be able to enjoy today's session. So another one from Maria Clara High School, Miss Maindra Dima Iwat. So welcome. And from URS Cainta, Ferdy Bellarmino. Welcome for the session today. You may also raise your hand if you have any clarifications or concerns. We can unmute you and we can have a discussion. So we can see Miss Jocelyn and Miss Leah is raising their hands. Do you have any questions? So Perchi Reyes watching from Imus Cavite. Welcome, Sir or Miss Perchi Reyes. We hope that you will be able to enjoy today's session. So we have a jump pack session for today. Later on, we will have Miss Hazel and Sir Tito to discuss on solutions overview of VBusiness and of course, the main highlight, which is the AppStream demo. Mr. Sherwin Sapin, my chat is disabled. We can see your chat, sir. So if you have any questions, feel free to chat it out on the question box. Good morning from Cainta Catholic College. Miss Marisa May, good morning.
Crystal, are you able to see my screen again?
Yes, Sir Bob. Let us know if you're good to go.
Crystal, are you able to see my screen again? Education what now?
Yes, sir.
I'm ready. Is it education what now screen that you're seeing?
Yes, Sir Bob. All right, so I think Sir Bob is already
Okay.
good to go. The floor is yours, Sir Bob.
I'm trying to enable my I'm trying to enable my video camera, but I'm not able to do it. There. Are you guys able to see me?
In a brief second, but now we can see you, Sir Bob.
Hold on. It should work. It's the internet. So just bear with me.
Yes.
There. Good morning, everyone.
All right.
Hi. I would like to apologize first for not being able to fix my technical problems. So I'm having difficulties with internet, so please bear with me. I would be more giving priority on the information that we can share. So from time to time, I will have to turn off my video camera. Okay. So without further ado, my name is Bobby Khan. So I'm with AWS, and my role is really to help education, research, and nonprofit organizations solve their challenges using cloud computing. Um, we are very, very delighted. AWS is delighted for having been invited, for us to share knowledge in this webinar. We would also like to thank the organizers, Hazel, Crystal, Edison, and everyone from Value Line who made this happen. Um, what we intend to do today is to share a message to all of you around what can we do and what can we help, how can we help you, how can Value Line help you in these present times. um, right now, K to 12 schools and higher education institutions, they have made tremendous efforts in looking at the opportunities that modern technologies could provide. Um, some of you might be educators, administrators, students, staff. We have curated a content that we found relevant to all of you. So, of these technologies, cloud has had the most outsized impact in transforming the efficiency and effectiveness of schools. That includes colleges, universities, your parochial school in your neighborhood. Um, um, we've seen a surge, at least in the past few weeks, as education leaders, look into transition to remote education. Today, I'll be presenting to you some of the trends that we are seeing, in some specific ways, on how we are helping education leaders around the world. Um, we're also going to be showing some of our offerings together with Value Line for you. And yeah, we would be leaving time for questions at the end of the presentation. Are you able to see my screen on what is cloud computing?
Yes, Sir Bob.
Okay, okay. So before we begin, I just want to put everyone in the same page. To some of you who might be curious around cloud computing, who are not very familiar, what is cloud? People would always ask, what is cloud computing? You've been hearing it. It's been a buzzword for the longest time. So I'll be giving you a very clear definition of a cloud computing that will be easily understandable to all of you, whether you're a teacher or you're an administrator. You don't need to be technical to really understand the definition of cloud computing. So cloud computing is really the on-demand delivery of IT services over the internet. Back in the days until now, when you need to run an application, or any software, you would need to buy or own and maintain your computer or your own data centers, including your servers. Um, right now, with cloud computing, you as an individual or as an organization, you could acquire technology such as the power of computing, storage, database, and other services, on an as needed basis. The good thing about it is you only get it over the internet. It's very similar on how you consume electricity or water. So with electricity, for example, when you go inside your room and it's dark, what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip the switch. Once you flip the switch, the power company will just send the electricity. You don't need to worry how that electricity is sent from power generation all the way to that light bulb inside your room. This concept is becoming the new normal, and a lot of organizations are having conversations. It's not if or why are we going to go to cloud. It's when and how, especially these days when it's so critical for a lot of educators to transition to remote learning. Um, could you hold on? I'm trying to transition to my next slide. There. Okay. So I'd like to share with you what we're about in AWS. So I've introduced myself. I'm the lead for education, research, and nonprofit in the Philippines. But as an organization, I'd like to share with you what is AWS all about. We focus on customer obsession. It's something that you would hear from other organizations or other tech companies. But in AWS, we are unusually customer focused, I would say. We like to listen. We're always curious around how can we improve your experience. Having said that, a lot of companies would say this as well. Very few would walk the talk. But most of the big technology companies are competitor focused. To us, we're all about you as a customer. We like to create things that are made for you and not about competing with our competitors. To share with you, 90% of our products and services were driven, from the things that would matter to customers that tell us that what they need. The remaining 10% are those things that sometimes customers are not able to say, and then we try to figure out what they need. Next, another reason why we're wanting to work with you is we're unusually long-term oriented. You won't see our folks showing up your doors selling, and at the end of it, you feel harassed. You don't see us like that. We're very long-term oriented. We think it's very important for having business relationships. Most importantly, this is very true when it comes to education customers like you yourselves. Every educator, an education company or school or edtech company, we're all united in one goal. We just want to help students grow and succeed, both in the classroom and in the workforce. Um, Cloud technology can serve a force multiplier in achieving this goal. Putting additional tools into the hands of school systems and educators. On my next slide, are you able to see my next slide
Yes, Sir Bob.
with World Bank?
Yep.
This is the slide with World. I just want to make sure. Okay, thanks for that. So this map, what it shows you, it's a map from UNESCO. I just want to share with you that the majority of countries, if you see in purple, they have enacted nationwide school closures. Uh, since April, a lot of students, a lot of children have been either homeschooled or not doing anything at home. The ones in pink are on localized lockdowns, so some schools would operate, but majority of the countries around the world are on lockdown, and schools have really closed. That includes the government, public schools. They found themselves needing to rapidly scale. In some cases, create new distance learning capabilities. In many cases, however, we see this in the Philippines, that the infrastructure is just not there. Um, especially in low-income countries, where remote learning is really a challenge. And then the majority of them would consider TV or radio. In the Philippines, as you know, not the entire country is connected to the internet, so it's the same problem. In a stark contrast, those countries who are I would say, those who are high-income countries have enabled remote learning, nearly all online. Now, I can share with you what are these things. So today, there is really a lot of students, about 1.5 billion K-12 students who were homeschooled, as I mentioned. And there is really a realization, that technology has a bigger role to play in education. The World Economic Forum says that the pandemic has reminded us that we live in an interconnected world, and suggests that educators, might evolve. You as an educator might evolve as a knowledge holder to a knowledge facilitator. Where you could use or use and unlock technology in order to deliver education. Now, I'd like you to take a look at what technology has played during the COVID-19 crisis, and explore what's back to school might look like. But before that, I'd like to share with you how we help our customers in education globally. So first, we help higher education. We help them move away from the cost of data centers for cost and security reasons. Researchers told us, they want to save money. Next, with K to 12 and primary schools, most cost is also important. Compliance and security is also important, and student data are such challenge these days that we are also helping to address. Next, edtech and learning companies, including publishers. We also help them to constantly innovate with all our cloud offerings, be able to scale globally and extend their markets. We are seeing some edtech companies expand in our region in the Philippines, and it's definitely an area where we find opportunities, such as learning management systems. So what we're seeing right now in education is that we're seeing a rapid modernization, with a close focus on cost management. I can't stress this any further. Cost management. We're aware on the struggles and the challenges of our private schools in the Philippines, to be very, very specific. We're aware that administrators are really working very hard to stay on business. The pandemic has really created an impact in terms of financial well-being of these schools, when the attrition would average roughly between 20 to 30%, as we've seen and we've observed. That affects the income of the schools. So again, the modernization that we're talking about here, as you adapt to cloud computing, we're also being mindful on cost management. Next, training for teachers, for faculty, and other members of staff on how to use the technology. Last would be students, right? So we want to make sure that the students will be able to adapt to the new modalities of learning, so we can expand on how we teach them. For example, 14,000 educators, along with a few students, would attend a webinar just like this one on remote learning, and share some working best practices. We're also seeing migrations and expanding capacity and new platforms. So some of you might be using your own application in your school that's been there, for years or since last year. But it requires an increased capacity now, given that more students, more users would require an access to that application. Next, an increasing need for content availability. So again, from printed books and the published materials, with the current situation in the Philippines on the lockdown, there is a big challenge on getting these available. So digital content is important. So these are just some of the examples. Are you able to see the logos of schools that we have? Crystal, are you able to see the screen on the logos?
Yes, Sir Bob, we can see.
Okay. Sorry. So here are some examples of the customers that we have. I'm happy to share with you around use cases with some of them. In ASEAN and Philippines, we have a few remarkable customers in public sector. That would be the DICT and AMA. Later, I will be sharing with you around how AMA is using remote learning. So right now, ministries and departments of education around the world, that includes colleges and schools, are rapidly adapting to remote learning. They need to work together to maintain business continuity, similar in the Philippines, and provide students with continued access to education. From quickly, scaling a learning management system, or launching a virtual classroom, or upscaling educators, or even setting up, remote help desks. We are working with our partners, including Value Line, to provide mission critical infrastructure and tools that enable them to continue delivery safely, of course, and efficiently. Now, I'd like to take a closer look at a few examples from across the world on how education has been leveraging AWS during the past few months. Across the Middle East, AWS is collaborating with edtechs to provide millions of students with access to online learning content. Just like in Jordan, as we're aware, Jordan is one of the countries who's affected by by COVID, and their government was quickly able to deploy a new learning platform. They work with a local content startup and our AWS team. Since then they were able to launch in less than a month 35 million classes. That were viewable by 2 million students. This solution is still evolving by adding online assessments, and creating student examinations. In Brazil, we're also supporting the largest K-12 system in extending online education to more than 1.3 million students and faculty. Also in Brazil, we're also providing the Sao Paulo government with the infrastructure they need to offer online classes at no cost. This is the first digital initiative of its kind in Brazil's public school system. We see it benefiting, approximately about 1 million high school students. Next, in Egypt, I want to share this with you because we're kind of similar in terms of student population. That they have around 22 million K-12 students to continue to receive education during the time of the lockdowns. The Ministry of Education of Egypt, together with AWS, was able to provide remote access to a knowledge bank. There's a website that they could access, and since then, they receive about 7.3 million page views already, and accommodated more than 500,000 concurrent users actively, just to engage digital learning within the first 5 hours of going live. We're all aware of the situation that Italy has gone through at the beginning of the pandemic. So after they have imposed national quarantine, AWS worked with some edtech companies to provide students in Italy access to virtual classrooms, basically, using Amazon Studio and video calling service, Amazon Chime. You might have heard of it. This new service, what it did was 30% of the schools in Italy were able to conduct their classes online. The CEO of our partner said, they were able to build a multi-party video interaction capability in a virtual classroom application. The feedback from teachers and students using the application was really excellent. In India, there's an edtech startup, Impartus. They have stepped in to support schools across the country by launching virtual classrooms at no cost for more than 500,000 students. This is an online equivalent of about 13,000 physical classrooms. AWS has already helped Impartus onboard more than 90 educational institutions, such as the Indian Institute of Technology in Delhi. In Canada, AWS is also helping institutions not only connect their students, but also their faculty and staff to ensure business continuity is happening. Athabasca University in Canada has, they were able to scale remote access, to 180 staff across Alberta. IT staff wiped out laptops that weren't being used, and they installed a new operating system using Amazon Workspaces. Within a few days, staff could work remotely for the first time. So here are some of the solutions that I'd like to share with all of you that will support remote learning. Number one, in order for ministries and schools and technology companies in recent times, we have used a range of solutions that can support this approach. A short time ago, I mentioned the role of Amazon Workspaces, played in enabling faculty members and staff, in working at home in Canada. Amazon Workspaces, it's a managed, secure desktop as a service solution. It helps mobile and remote employees access applications they need by delivering a cloud desktop accessible anywhere with an internet connection alone, with any supported device. Um, with Amazon Workspaces, your remote workers get a fast, responsive desktop of their choice that they can access anytime, anywhere. Next, Amazon AppStream 2.0, or the product that we want to highlight today. This is a fully managed, excuse me, sorry. It's a fully managed application for streaming service that allows students to access the applications they need on any computer, whether they're in the classroom, the library, or even at home. Your students simply open a web browser and then choose the application they need. Similarly, you could also use this for your computer laboratories. Amazon Connect, this will enable your school to establish a fully operational contact center, that can be operated virtually anywhere in minutes. As was the case I mentioned earlier, Connect will enable people to work at home and perform all their usual contact center tasks. So right now, tech adoption is very critical, and a support desk or a hotline would be very critical to make sure that they can call or reach out to someone. Um, Now, Amazon Chime, I shared Amazon Chime. It lets you meet, chat, talk to people within your organization or outside. With easily by easily sharing content, you could also provide feedback, collaborate, and edit documents. You can use also Work Docs. Amazon Work Docs will retire your legacy file sharing infrastructure. It lets you integrate with your existing systems and offers a rich API so that you can develop your own content-rich applications. And then, of course, we have AWS Client VPN. We want to make sure that you have a secure and scalable remote access. It's a fully managed pay-as-you-go VPN service that elastically scales to support thousands of remote users. Here, I'd like to share with you Amazon AppStream 2.0. So it's a fully managed application streaming service that will allow you to deliver a desktop application from AWS to any computer. AppStream would also provide users an instant access to any application, which is very responsive. What it does to your students is they will be able to access applications they need on Macs, PCs, or Chromebooks. They can access applications and desktops, anywhere, anytime, on any computer. You could also easily manage as a teacher. You could manage class applications without capacity or scheduling constraints. To the administrators, you could reduce IT spending. Just pay for what you use. And then, of course, most importantly, you can deliver distance learning. I'd like to talk a bit about Amazon Workspaces. This is a fully managed desktop as a service, which runs on AWS. You could easily provision virtual cloud-based, even Microsoft Windows desktops for your users, while providing them access to the documents, applications, and resources they need. Of course, similarly, it's anytime, anywhere, from any supported device. With just a few clicks with an AWS management console, you can deploy high quality cloud desktops for any number of users. With Amazon Workspaces also, you have a number of payment options from a fixed monthly amount to an hourly pay as you use option, that you can mix and match as needed. This will help you save money when compared to traditional desktops or and on-premises virtual desktop infrastructure. One of the most important things I want to share with you is Moodle running on AWS. We've seen a lot of schools running on Moodle, whether it's running on premises or in the cloud. I've mentioned a while ago the need to remotely scale and increase capacity to support all the students that you have, just to support online learning. Similarly, I've shown you a while ago one of the logos that we have, who is one of our customers, AMA. So AMA, before from 5 years back, they were thinking of moving into a fully online learning courses, and they have originally thought of using their data center to run this. However, the need to rapidly scale from a few thousands or less than 1,000 students now at almost around 55,000 students, they were able to scale and deliver online learning to all of these students. The beauty of it is that during lean seasons, when it's summer break or Christmas breaks, when students use less, even AMA will also pay less on the resources that they need from AWS. On the other hand, during peak seasons, examination times, people would study and would access the learning platform more often. They will be made available with all the resources that they need. To the people who are highly technical, this is just an example of an architecture that our solution architects can help you, and our partner Valueline can help you in creating a Moodle application that is highly available and will not let you down with your students when you run it, no matter how many students you have. So this is the last slide of my presentation. I would encourage you to visit some of our websites on the Day One blog, so you could learn more and explore around solutions during the COVID-19 crisis and how we can support teachers transition to remote learning. We also have our AWS public sector blog, where you would see some articles on how technology can empower education for remote learning and work. Of course, we have our AWS education site for you to see, how we could explore ways together, to shift you to remote learning and working. That's the end of my presentation. I'd like to encourage you to ask questions, and we will be happy to respond to all of them. Thank you very much, and happy weekend.
All right. Thank you, Sir Bob, for a very insightful discussion on how AWS can help the education sector, especially now in the new normal of distance learning. So we've learned a lot, and we encourage the attendees to please do leave your questions on the question box that you can see on your screen. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it out. And okay, moving forward to our next speaker. So we have Miss Hazel Jimeno from VBusiness to discuss on the solutions overview of Value Line. So I'll transfer the floor now to Miss Hazel. So while we're waiting for Miss Hazel, I'd like to acknowledge some of the attendees. So we have here Miss Avel Antonio from Holy Angel University. Welcome, ma'am. Good morning. So we have I think it's a new question from Niva Monton. Not all teachers or instructors are gifted with this technology and digital thing. What can you suggest to some teachers? It is not that speedy and easy to be technologically wizards. So, Sir Bob, if you have any words for that question, are you still here, Sir Bob?
Could you hear me now?
Yes, Sir Bob.
I would ask you to repeat the question, please, again.
Question is from Miss Niva Monton. So not all teachers or instructors are gifted with this technology and digital thing. So what can you suggest to some teachers? It is not that speedy and easy to be technologically wizards.
It's a very beautiful question, and it's very valid. Thanks for raising that, ma'am. Yes, we do recommend a few things to teachers who are challenged in terms of access to technology. Number one, of course, we encourage you to be open and learn the new ways of teaching. The access to technology itself is really a challenge. So a lot of adoptions that we've seen from our customers would be always starting from the top of the organization, when school administrators need to support the need for technology for teachers. Next, training. We do have trainings in AWS where you could learn on how to use technology, and even Value Line is going to be happy to share with you on how you could use those technologies. Lastly, as I mentioned a while ago, from being a knowledge provider and shifting to becoming a knowledge facilitator, the technology will play a significant role in getting there. I know it might sound challenging to you right now, given that some of you might have just started your journey into adapting technology, but we need to embrace it as the only option today, just like in the Philippines or in Metro Manila, is to deliver distance learning.
All right. So I think we have one more question, Sir Bob. So what is the best remote education solution AWS can offer given the internet bandwidth issues of the country?
It's a very good question. There are a couple of solutions that you could use. AWS itself doesn't provide a learning management system or any actual application that would provide learning management. One of the few or one of the most used application is Moodle that's running on AWS. Why you would consider it? Because it's cheap to run, it's open source, and then if you back it up with AWS, you can get the scale and reliability that you would need to run your application.
All right. Thank you, Sir Bob. Sir Bob will be staying for us until 10:55. So if you have any more questions, feel free to chat it out on the question box that you can see on your screen. And also, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Avel. So it's Mr. Avel Antonio from Holy Angel University. So thank you for coming for today's session. Okay, so moving forward, we have now, I think Miss Hazel is already prepared for the slide. So Miss Hazel, I'll transfer the presentation now to you.
Now, can you hear me, Crystal?
Yes, Miss Hazel.
How about my slide?
Yep,
Can
we
you
can
see
see
it?
it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let me start now with my presentation. Thank you, Sir Bobby, for sharing some trends and insights on today's new normal in education. Good morning, everyone. And let me introduce first myself. I'm Hazel Jimeno, one of the business unit head of VBusiness. So our agenda for today, wait, just wait. Let me check again. Okay. Our agenda for today is to discuss our company profile, of course, and our overview of our products and services. And we will be able also to discuss also featured products for today is the Amazon AppStream 2.0. I will discuss it later, the features and benefits and sample use case, and of course, demo to be conducted by Sir Tito Santos. So first, we are in the group of Value Line with 20 years of experience in ICT projects and servicing top corporations. Okay. Value line composed of three subsidiaries. One is B1G2 Technologies, which is the exclusive distributor of ESET in the Philippines, covering security. And we have also the District Lab Solutions, which are services arm and business innovation provider.
Miss Hazel, sorry to
So
cut you,
in
but
B
the
business,
slides is stuck on the first slide. So can you please move the slide next? It's stuck on the first slide.
okay,
Thank you.
okay. Can you see it? Can you see it now,
Yup, it's on the agenda slide.
Crystal?
Yes, Miss Hazel.
No. How about the value line logo?
It's still on the agenda slide.
Okay, wait for a while. How about this one?
We're still seeing the agenda slide, Miss Hazel. Okay, we can now see it.
Okay. So let me proceed again with our, we are in the group of Value Line Systems Solutions Corporation with 20 years of cloud experience and, solid experience with ICT projects and services, servicing top corporations. And Value Line composed of three subsidiaries, which is B1G2 Technologies, which is the exclusive distributor of ESET and security. And the Strict Club also is our subsidiary under Value Line, which is the services arm and business innovation provider. So in B Business, we are the marketing arm for AWS Cloud Solutions. We are also ISO certified for 9001 and 27001. So let me introduce first our company. Business is one of the spin-off company of Value Line way back 2013. We are a standard technology partner and being recognized professional service partner and advanced consulting partner for both commercial and public sector. And we are also an Immersion Day partner of AWS. Okay. Cube, we rebrand our cloud solution named Cube. We started this in year 2013 and we expanded last 2019 as an organization, and we comprises of three departments. So we have Cube Managed Services, we have Business Operations, and Cube Professional Services. So in this products and services under this departments, in managed services, we do cloud consulting, implementation, migration, lift and shift migration, etc., and even training and support. While in Cube Business Operation, this is our mostly of homegrown applications, and including the Yespo chatbot, etc. Later on, I will give you an overview of our business operations products. And we have also the Cube ProServe, which we serve also a ProServe Lite and ProServe Plus. Okay, and with this, for ProServe Lite, sorry, ProServe Lite is for non-ERP companies who wants to set up their landing zone account. While in the ProServe Plus, with this is intended for the ERP companies which wants to set up a landing zone account. So moving forward, we have a mobile and cloud platform running in AWS, which is powered by AWS. Number one, this is our homegrown application, which is the backend is AWS. So EXA, which is the customer relation management systems. We have also Care System, which is an automated online hospital solutions. And we have Cube Payroll, for your human resource requirement. And we have also Yespo chatbot. It is an AI and chatbot solution. We can give you 24/7 online virtual assistance with regards to your queries, anytime, anywhere. So we have also Sunrays Media. We have a streaming platform also. It will run also in 24/7. So, okay. And then we are also having partners to help you also achieve an end-to-end solutions and security, which is commonly bundled to our AWS offering, which is ESET. Mostly it will be bundled for our file server security, and we are also partner with Fcorp for the SAP workloads, and even Cisco, we collaborate also with some of the security offering. Okay, so our featured products for today, actually, there's a lot of product to be offered in terms of remote learning. One is AppStream 2.0, which is we will be showcasing later and demo later the product. And we have also Workspace for the desktop as a service, WorkDocs for the managed content collaboration service, and Workmail managed for business email and calendar services. So there's a lot of products in AWS, but for now, we will be showcasing the AppStream now. Okay. For the AppStream 2.0, it is managed desktop application. So what is AppStream? With these solutions, students can access the application they need for their class through any computer, whether they use it for their Macs, Chromebooks, PCs, etc. So the benefits of this is to provide the applications they need, and then they have an access to their computer lab and reduce your IT spending, because as you know that AWS is a pay-as-you-go model, and students can learn anytime, anywhere. So they can easily manage also their class applications and deliver distance learning. So the perfect use case for this is the virtual lab. So these are the features, some features of the AppStream 2.0. It has a simple application management, multiple virtual machines types according to your need, even for the graphics, GPU optimized virtual, and it supports VPC, and it can even integrate with your Active Directory. It has also monitoring, with auto scaling, and many more. So that's it. And these are some examples of application that you can run on AppStream 2.0. Sample is Adobe Photoshop, SolidWorks, Autodesk Maya, Illustrator, MathWorks, MATLAB, and many more. So if you have any requirements with this, or you need a full detailed presentation, feel free to contact with us with this email. For any inquiries, POC requests, and meeting, we will give you. We will contact you as much as possible. And then thank you, and I will give the floor to Tito to demo the AppStream 2.0. So thank you once again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Hazel, for sharing to us the VBusiness Solutions overview and how we can help the education sector for the new normal on remote learning. So before we move forward to Sir Tito, I'll transfer the floor to Sir Tito first. All right. So I would like to acknowledge some emails that we have. So Corsolina Iro, watching from Division of Marikina City. Welcome. And we have a question from Mr. Vincent Inovejas, if he will be sending out certificates. So you will receive a certificate on the follow-up email that you will receive this afternoon. Okay, so let me transfer the floor now to Sir Tito to discuss on the Amazon AppStream 2.0 demo. Hi, Sir Tito.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes, Sir Tito.
Okay, good morning. I'm Tito Santos, Sales Engineer for VBusiness Software and Solutions Incorporated, and I will be discussing Amazon AppStream 2.0 demo. So here's our agenda for today. First, we have Amazon AppStream 2.0 architecture diagram. prerequisites of Amazon AppStream 2.0, and Amazon AppStream 2.0, the live demo, and how can we and accessing Amazon AppStream 2.0. So this is the architecture diagram that we will be doing today, this morning. So we have a VPC having one public subnet and two private subnets. Inside the two private subnets, we have an AppStream fleet and an image builder. We also have a VPC endpoint, which is configured privately for us to have a connection to our S3 bucket, so we can store files. And we have a NAT gateway. Since we will not be having direct internet connection, so we'll be using a NAT gateway for our fleet. Okay, and this is our prerequisites. So we have for us to check the region or service availability of the Amazon AppStream. Here's the link. And for now, I will be using the Singapore region. We will be using also a VPC for AppStream. So subnet, one public subnet and two private subnet. A public route, internet gateway, NAT gateway, VPC endpoint, and S3 bucket. So here's Amazon AppStream 2.0. Here are the steps that we will be doing. First, we're going to create an AppStream 2.0 image builder, connect to the image builder and install applications. Use image builder assistant to create the AppStream 2.0 image, provision a fleet, create an AppStream 2.0 stack, and a streaming URL, manage users with an AppStream 2.0 user pool, test the end user authentication and application streaming experience. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so here we're going to select AppStream. You just write AppStream. Okay. From there, we will go to images. And then select image builder. From here, we're going to launch an image builder. Okay. So choose images. So let's just select all and let's select the operating system. Here in the operating system, we have three types. We have Windows 2012, 2016, and 2019. For this demo, I'm going to select 2019. And then let's select the instance type family. So we have these types of instance type. We have general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, graphics desk, graphics pro, graphics design, and graphics G4. So for this demo, I'll be just using the general purpose. So here are the image available for this instance. So I'm going to select the updated one, which is last July. Select it and click next. Now we're going to type our name, instance name. Let's just type in demo 090420. Same as the display name, it will just be this one. And then we will now select the instance type. For this one, I'll be just using the Stream Standard Medium, having 2 vCPUs and 4 GB of RAM. Okay. And I'll keep it as default since this is just a demo. Click Next. Okay. So since we are using a NAT gateway, we will not be selecting default internet access. So in the VPC, let's select our AppStream 2.0 demo VPC and our private subnet. Okay. So we also have an option here where we can integrate it with Active Directory. Let's click Review. Okay. So review the settings that we have done and click Launch. So now it will be launching the image. It will take around 20 to 30 minutes for it to boot up. But I already have one here. Let's just click it. After it boots up or the status is running, click the image and click Connect. Okay, and then from under local, let's select administrator. Here. So this is the image that we have created, or the image that we have launched. Now we're going to install an app. For this demo, I'll just be installing a Google Chrome. Install. See, I think it's already installed. So let's just try to launch the application first. Okay, it opened. Next is we're going to use the image assistant. Let's click the image assistant. So let's add an application. I'll just get the target of Google Chrome. Let's paste it here. And then select Chrome. Let's put a name. And then I'll be adding a launch parameter for our Google Chrome, which by default, when we open it, it will default to AWS website. Then just click Save and click Next. So now we need to switch user and use user template. And run the image assistant again. Okay, and click the application. So now it opened and it automatically opened at the AWS website. I'll just close it. And let's switch to user again, to administrator. And click next. Then let's switch user again. Select test user. And open the image assistant again. And open the app. Okay. Let's switch user again. Then let's go to administrator. Click next. Now let's try to launch the application for the last time. Since it's launched successfully, let's just click continue. Now the AppStream 2.0 image assistant will be optimizing our application experience. Let's type the name. Demo 090420. Click next. Okay, excuse me. Let's just click disconnect and create image. So this will be, we will be disconnecting to this apps link. Let's go back here. Okay. So just refresh it. So as you can see in the image builder, there are our demo is still pending. Okay. After it run, we can see it here. But for now, we cannot see it here, but I already have created one here. It's this one. As you can see, it's not yet available, it's still pending. So this one is available. Okay. So if it's already available, we're going now to create the fleet. Let's just click fleets. Okay. Then create fleet. Let's just say demo 0904. Okay. Select next. Now we're going to select the image that we have built. Just select this one. Next. Now we're going to configure the fleet. Okay. Let's select instant type. Let's just select graphics design, having graphics design large, having 2 vCPUs and 7.5 GB of memory. Flip type. So we're going to select always on or on demand. For education, it's the recommended settings is on demand. And this is the maximum durations in maximum sessions durations. Let's leave it by default. So select the fleet capacity. Let's have minimum of 2 and maximum of 4. Okay. And then it's the streaming view will be application. So for scaling details and IM role, we'll skip it for now. Okay. Let's select our AppStream and 0 VPC, our private subnets. Let's leave it by default. Let's just click next. So we will just be reviewing the configuration settings that we have done. Everything's good. Let's create it. So we will be prompted that instance fees will be applied. Just acknowledge. So there. Okay. So our fleet demo 0904 is starting. So I have another stacks here. I'll just show you how to create a stack. Okay. Create a stack. Okay. Select a fleet. Let's just select 0904. Since it's starting, next. So here why we have a S3 bucket to enable home user folders. Okay. Okay, so here are some settings: clipboard, copy and paste, upload and download file transfer. For the file transfer, we can upload and download. Okay. Applications settings persistence. Okay. And let's click review. And create. Okay. The last thing that we were going to doing is we're going to create the URL. Okay. But since our demo 0904 fleet is not yet running, we can get an error when we create the URL. So for this one, let's just use this one, the VSSI demo 090320. Create. Okay, so we can create it. So just as user, then get the URL, copy the link, and paste it here. So here it is. So if we have tested that it's running and try to click the application, it will open. Okay, it's good for now. Let's just close it. Close this one. Okay, now we're going to assign the stack or associate the stack to a user. Okay, so just let's select user pool. I'll select my name, action, assign a stack. Okay, assign this one. And if I assign this one, it will automatically send me an email notification. Just select assign. Okay. For that one, you will be receiving this kind of email. This one. Okay, for a new user, you will be receiving this kind of email, having your email address and a temporary password with the link. Okay. Next is when you open the link, you will be prompted to this type of URL, which I already have this one here. Okay. This one. So I'll try to log in now. Okay, so we have two kinds of stock. This one, the one that we have recently created, and this one is the one that I created yesterday. Okay, since the fleet that we have created this morning is not yet running, I'll be selecting the VCSI demo 090320. So again, now let's try opening Adobe Photoshop 2020. Also, we have this kind of settings here. Oh wait, let's wait for it to finish first. Okay, it's opening Adobe Photoshop. Also, we can adjust some settings here. Resolution, if you want to resize our screen. Regional settings. Streaming or enable our microphone. Also, if we want to transfer some files. Okay, we can upload files. See. Okay, now let's try opening the Adobe Photoshop. So since this is just a trial from Adobe Photoshop, I need to log in to authenticate. Okay, so I'm now logged into Adobe Photoshop. Also, if you want to choose other applications, let's just click here. Let's try Autodesk Maya. Okay, I just need to sign in again because this is just a trial for Adobe from Autodesk Maya. So it depends to the license that you have. You might not be needing to log in. Let's sign in. Okay, there we go. So with this, I'll be ending my presentation. Crystal, can you hear me?
Yes, Sir Tito. Thank you so much for sharing to us the Amazon AppStream demo. And now we're down to the last part of our session, which is the question and answer. So if you have any more questions to our speakers, please feel free to chat it out on the question box that you can see on your screen. So I would like to thank also the AWS Public Sector team for assisting us on answering some of the questions. So let me read some of the questions also, since most of it is asked privately and also is answered privately. So for the benefit also of others. So we have a question here from Mr. Rojan Magbanwa. So he's asking what's the difference of AppStream to Workspace. So it's already answered by Viriel. Thank you. So he answered that AppStream is for application streaming via a browser or client, while Workspaces is a desktop as a service offering. So it's like VDI or virtual desktop. So we have more questions coming in. So another question from Mr. Rojan Magbanwa. So can you run a program, Visual Studio Community Edition, simultaneously for multiple users? So let us ask Sir Tito if he can share some insights on this question, or any from AWS Public Sector team. Feel free to unmute. Okay, so let's move first to other questions. So a question here from Miss Jennifer de la Cruz. So can I use my existing EC2 instance for the AppStream? So it's answered already by Ava. So AppStream will provision a new instance when you can install your application for streaming. So another question is Ubuntu available in AppStream? So AppStream supports applications that can be installed on Windows. Okay, so another question here. So what is the minimum RAM requirements to run AppStream? So it's also answered already by Ava. So since AppStream is cloud-based application streaming, the compute and memory is running in AWS. So you only need a laptop or desktop, an internet connection, and a HTML5 browser. So we have more questions coming in. Okay, let me read it. Is there any minimum bandwidth requirements? This is asked by Mr. Edgar Esmero Jr. So let's ask Sir Tito or any from our organizer.
I think the minimum bandwidth at least 2 Mbps.
Okay. So another question from Lester Gastala. Can we consider AppStream as SAS? I think it's software as a service. Sir Tito? Okay, let's check first other questions. Okay. Hello? Yes.
Yeah, let me take that one up.
Okay.
So if you say software as a service, you don't have to my understanding is that you don't have to worry about anything like the infrastructure and all that. All you have to do is just consume it, right? It's some sort of working, some sort of like that in a way, but you have to prepare all those, what Sir Tito has done earlier, wherein you have to do the image building part, right? But again, the difference between the SaaS part is that you don't have to do all those things at the back end. This one, you have some sort of a control on what you can configure on the software itself and the infrastructure. But for the SaaS, I think you just have to consume it. You have no, you just have limited control on it. So that's a difference.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks.
Thanks, Viril. So we have another question from Nieva Monton. So a week from now, we'll be starting our online class. I would just like to ask, can I just record my lesson and play it for my online students? So how can AppStream, I think, can help her, or any from our speakers or organizers that can answer the question?
Where's that question?
I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, sixth question, latest question.
Charles, can you repeat the question?
Okay, so it's from Nieva Monton. The question is, a week from now, we'll be starting our online class. I would just like to ask, can I just record my lesson and play it for my online students? So any AWS solution that we can advise or recommend?
Yeah, actually, the AppStream is not like
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Mhm.
sorry. Actually, it's not like a recording that you can play, but it's more of a tools that you'd like to stream a certain application. So, example for a recording purpose, a certain recording. There's a lot of tools you can use actually. You can use Chime that you can record a lesson or something, or Zoom or other tools that available. But for this one, it's a tools that you can stream an applications, certain applications. It's like you're streaming your laboratory application, something like that.
All right. Any additional?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just add to that too. This is for Professor Nieva's question, right?
Yes.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think my understanding is trying he or she. Sorry. So yeah, trying to you want to record your lesson and you want to make it available online for your students, right? So if that's the case, then what the others do is they we don't specifically have a service for that recording. We can actually use any recording software that you have on your computer, and what the others do is they upload it to our S3 bucket. So our what do you call that, object storage. So they put it there, and then they provide the link to the students for them to view the lessons anytime they want. So that's on demand. So that we can explore.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks,
Hope that
Brilliant.
answered your question.
Yes. Okay. So moving forward, so we have another question from Catalino Diaz. Since we can access Adobe Photoshop in the AppStream 2.0, we don't need to purchase Adobe license. So anyone from our organizers that can answer this one?
Yeah, let me answer that. Hi, this is Eva from AWS. So we will provide you the instance for you to install your application, but the application itself and the licensing would still need to be provided by the customer. So if, let's say, Adobe, for example, this is something that needs to be subscribed by the customer so that they can run Adobe on top of AppStream, and then they can stream it to their students.
All right. Thanks, Ava. So we have another question. I think, what time is it? So we can cater at least 3 or 4 more questions. So it's from Fernando A. Bellarmino. So can I use my own AWS account for AppStream 2.0? I am just starting AWS. Can I easily adapt to AppStream? Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Yep. So if you have access to your AWS account, you would be able to explore any of the AWS services that includes AppStream. We have a promotion currently for AppStream whereby we have what we call free tier, where the customer can get started with testing AppStream for free for 12 months.
Okay.
So you can check the AWS tier option.
Okay, thanks, Ava. So another follow-up question from Lester Gastala. What's the standard specs needed by the school to facilitate Amazon AppStream?
You don't need the
Yeah. So basically,
yeah, because it's gonna be cloud, right?
it's gonna be in
Go
the
ahead.
cloud. What we mentioned earlier, it's basically the instance is already cloud-based. So you don't really need to worry about the compute and the processing power and the RAM because it's gonna be managed by AWS. So you only need the students only need a laptop, an internet connection, and HTML5 web browser for them to access the application. via internet over a web browser.
Okay, we hope that answered the question. So I think we have last two questions here. So from Mr. Nestor Lim, can AppStream be accessed via mobile phones?
It's not really ideal because basically well, this is a cloud base, but the use case for AppStream is really for application that can be run on a desktop. So typically it's gonna be accessed over a desktop or a laptop over a web browser. So what it also depends on the application if it can run on a mobile device.
So just that, this is Audrey from AWS as well. Just to add to that, mobile will be a bit more difficult, but we do support iPad and Android tablets. So, but ideal is really like what Ava had just covered, to have a laptop or a desktop.
All right, thanks Ava and Audrey. So down to the last question
So
here.
technically,
Okay,
yeah,
go
just
ahead,
want to,
Ricky.
yeah, just a quick one. Yeah, so just to clarify, right? So they're all, yeah, the most important thing is that it's not designed for, mobile, but technically, it says by the documentation itself, it says as long as it works using a HTML5 browser that supports it, it may work. Okay, but again, it's not ideal. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Biril. Hope that answered your question, Lester. So down to the last question here. So we don't have time to answer more questions, but we promise that we can respond to it via email. So you can reach out to us. We will share to you our contact later on. So last question here from Fernando A. Bellarmino. So most of the schools that I'm connected with uses Google products, which has a free version because schools are cost cutting. Is AppStream for free, or how much will the company be investing for AppStream?
Okay, let me answer that. So can our student access upstream content via no, sorry. Can I ask about the subscription? So AppStream is a pay-per-use on-demand kind of cost model, right? It's a pay-per-use model. So in terms of subscription and sizing, we may need to understand what are the applications you want to stream. And then from there, because AppStream has different flavors, different sizes, it really depends on the application. Maybe you have 3D modeling, or maybe you just need to run it for your business application, like maybe Word, Excel. So from there, we would be able to assist you in terms of like what will be the proper size to provision for the image. And then yeah, so we would be able to recommend you what will be the proper sizing for AppStream. It really depends on the application and the numbers of users, and also the time it's being streamed. So those are some of the things that we need to from our customers. So if you're interested, let us know. Work with us, and then we can provide you those questions.
All right, thanks, Ava. Okay, so moving forward, may we also call Mr. Edison for his closing remarks before we end the session? Sir Edison.
Miss Crystal, sorry.
Yes?
Who's speaking? Sorry. Yeah, I would like to address one question if you don't mind, because it's been pending for a long time. So, for from I'm sorry, Holland Lim. Yeah, so yeah, it's been there for quite some time. So yeah, just for courtesy. The question there is, what's their best remote education solution AWS can offer, given the internet bandwidth issues of the country? Okay, to answer that, yeah, as you know, AWS provides cloud based services, which we heavily services rely heavily on the internet bandwidth, right? But but you know, some it actually depends on the application itself that you're planning to run. Some what the others do is the application, they design it in such a way wherein they support offline use. They download some contents and then put it in mobile or laptop, and then there you go. So that's one of the possible solutions. We can explore further if you want. Just get in touch with us. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Beryl. Thanks also to Ava and Audrey for assisting us on all the questions. And if you have more questions, we will be glad to assist you and to have a separate session in order for us to speak of the requirements that you have or anything that we can be of help of. So to end the session, may we call Mr. Edison de Guzman, President of VBusiness, to have his closing remarks.
Again, good morning. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, AWS team. Thank you sa Value Line team. So, I'd like to give thanks sa lahat po ng mga umattend ngayon. And our team are willing to help. Just let us know how we can extend our help to you. So, in some cases, we can do a lot of testing, proof of concept, and we can create a lot of use cases for you. So please let us know how we can help you. Just reach out the team, and of course we want to also participate how we can take advantage the use of the technology, reaching out our students and customers. In some cases, if you want also to put your infrastructure or applications online, so we can explore on that also, because we help a lot of schools now that want also their core applications, main applications, to be on the cloud so they can easily access it and do their work at home. And of course, one of our priority is how we can extend those services to all of the students as well as to all the teachers. So let us know how the team can give you those support. So feel free. Again, thank you for giving us this chance to give you some insights, and God bless us all. Thank you so much, Tals.
Thank you, Sir Edison. So again, congratulations as well to the early bird winners for today. So thank you for logging in early. Mr. Edgar Esmero Jr., Nestor Lim, Jose Nadonga II, Jennifer Nueva, and Francis Gumawa. So thank you so much. We will be giving away 200 pesos Food Panda vouchers. Please do expect it until next week. So thank you. And again, thank you so much for participating. You may do screen capture this slide so you can reach out to Ms. Hazel Jimeno or to me. You can send us an email if you would like to have a separate session. We will be glad to discuss to you on your specific requirement or a certain solution that you're interested with. So please do answer the survey question that will pop up on your screen once you leave the webinar. So this will also be sent to you via email, and we will also be sending out the certificates this afternoon. So just wait for the follow-up email that we'll be sending. So, okay, I'll just check if we have more questions. So thank you again to all the attendees. Thank you to AWS Public Sector team for assisting us and for making this webinar possible. So I think that's all for today. We hope you've enjoyed and learned on today's session. Stay safe and healthy, everyone, and God bless. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.